No alarms went off, no sirens, no flashing headlines. There was no single moment where humanity realized what had happened. It began quietly. Doctors noticed it first. Patients who were supposed to be deteriorating weren't. Cells that should have been breaking down were simply maintaining themselves. Wrinkles stopped deepening, hair stopped thinning. Scans showed bodies frozen in a strange biological balance. At first it was dismissed as coincidence, then denial, then fear. Because within weeks, one truth became impossible to ignore. Humans were no longer aging, not reversing age, not becoming immortal overnight, just stopping. The day after humans stopped aging, the world didn't celebrate. It panicked. Hospitals became the center of quiet chaos. Elderly patients still looked old, but they weren't getting older. Children still grew, but only until adulthood, then stopped. A 45-year-old stayed 45. A 20-year-old stayed 20. Time kept moving, bodies didn't. Doctors argued endlessly. Was this permanent? Was it a disease, a mutation, a delayed reaction to pollution, radiation, microplastics, something we'd poisoned ourselves with decades ago? Nobody knew, and that was the problem. Governments held emergency meetings behind closed doors, not about health, about numbers. Birth rates suddenly mattered more than ever. Death rates collapsed overnight, except for accidents, violence, and illness. Humanity had removed one of its oldest balancing forces, aging. Population models broke instantly. Retirement systems became meaningless. Life insurance collapsed as a concept. What does old age even mean if it never arrives? The day after humans stopped aging, time became a currency no one knew how to spend. Religion fractured. Some called it a miracle, others called it a curse. Was this eternal life or proof that the soul was no longer needed? If humans no longer decay, what happens to the idea of heaven, of reincarnation, of judgment? Places of worship filled up, then emptied. People weren't praying for longer lives anymore, they were praying for answers. The first social divide appeared fast, not rich versus poor. But when you stopped aging, a new hierarchy formed overnight. Those frozen in youth were suddenly priceless. Those frozen in old age felt abandoned by fate. A 25-year-old could now live centuries in peak condition. A 78-year-old would live centuries in pain. The day after humans stopped aging, fairness became an illusion. Relationships began to break. Quietly at first, a couple married for decades realized something terrifying: they would never grow old together. One partner would forever look 30, the other forever 60. Love had always assumed an ending, now it didn't. Some couples separated not out of hatred but exhaustion. How long is forever when it actually means forever? Crime changed. Risk meant less when time stretched infinitely. Prison sentences became abstract. A 50-year sentence was no longer a lifetime. Governments scrambled to redefine punishment. Meanwhile, some people stopped caring entirely. If you can't die of age, what's stopping you? The day after humans stopped aging, consequences had to be reinvented. Work lost its meaning. Careers were built on progression, growth, retirement, replacement. Now no one left, no one aged out, no one made space. Young people realized something horrifying. They might never get promoted, ever. Power structures froze in place. CEOs, politicians, military leaders, all biologically immortal in their positions. The world stopped renewing itself. Then came the first real fear: overpopulation. Earth had never been designed for humans who don't age. Cities expanded, forests vanished faster. Food systems strained. Governments began whispering words no one wanted to hear: birth limits, licenses to reproduce, forced sterilization debates. Suddenly, creating life became more controversial than ending it. The day after humans stopped aging, birth became political. Scientists worked non-stop. Could aging be restarted? Should it be? They discovered something disturbing. Aging wasn't turned off, it was gone. Evolution had removed it, as if the human body had decided time was no longer necessary. There was no switch to flip back, no undo button. This wasn't progress, it was permanence. Accidents became the leading cause of death. Car crashes, falls, violence. People began avoiding risk, not to live longer but to avoid dying stupidly. Life became cautious, calculated. Every choice weighed against eternity. Would you skydive if this body had to last forever? Centuries passed, languages evolved slower. Culture stagnated, trends repeated endlessly. Music stopped changing. Movies recycled old stories forever. Creativity relies on endings, and humanity had lost them. The day after humans stopped aging stretched into 1,000 identical tomorrows. Eventually, a new desire emerged. Not for youth, not for power, but for an end. People began asking the unthinkable. Should death be allowed by choice? Not suicide, not despair, but scheduled, dignified exits. Governments resisted, then regulated, then accepted. Clinics appeared. Quiet places, no drama, no pain, just a decision, because eternity, it turns out, is heavy. And so humanity learned something cruel. Aging wasn't the enemy, it was the rhythm, the reason moments mattered, the reason love felt urgent, the reason life moved forward. The day after humans stopped aging, we gained forever, and slowly realized forever was never meant for us.